Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Mellow7 Gaming. We are playing Mech Warrior 5, or at least today we're talking about it. I thought I had recorded 19 episodes, of which 5 have been edited and uploaded. A 6th one's been edited. Well, I take it back. 6 have been edited and uploaded, but you've only seen 5 of them. I'm recording this the Friday that number 5 went up. However, I realized while I was getting ready to do some editing today that number 8 was not actually like a real video. I must have had a quick start and stop, something happened, the doorbell rang, whatever. And so it wasn't an actual episode, it was just a couple second snippet. And when I went back later to convert everything from MKV into MP4 and all that, I just didn't notice. So I'm missing an episode, essentially at number 8. So I thought we would fill. So this is coming to you from, I guess, 18 episodes in the future, 19 if we include this one. But I thought what we would talk about, since we've already seen some of it, is the actual roles within the game. So you've noticed that I've been putting them up. I say, you know, whatever the mech is and the role it has. That's the AI role. And we're actually looking at, this is one of the saves I did to test the mods. So this is my beta save, so to speak. And we'll look at it again a little bit later. I've played a little bit since. In the future, you're going to see the past of this episode. Let's put it that way. I know that sounds complicated, but it all makes sense. You know, just don't ever meet yourself, you know, when you go back in time, right? Okay. So I thought we'd talk briefly about the actual roles. So when I got the file, when I downloaded the mod for Mech Warrior 5 Reloaded, it comes with this file, but when you go to open it, it says it is corrupted. Now, I just backed out of it at that point. However, initially, when we talked about this before. However, I have since kind of clicked through a couple click-throughs, and it opened just fine. So you can see we don't need Excel money. I don't have any money to control, so it doesn't matter. So this is what we're looking at here. So if we go ahead, and let's go ahead and pick one of these mechs that we have over here. We've got, how about the Stalker 3F? So let's find the Stalker on our list of mechs here. So, come on, we got too much stuff going on. All right, so it's an assault, so let's come down here. Do we see it there? Stalker 3H. Stalker 3F right here. You see that it falls under Juggernaut. Slow mech with short-range weapon and heavy armor. So the AI role for this mech, for a pilot in this mech, is to close, slowly moving forward to maximize heavy short-range weapon. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to get in close, and it's going to brawl, essentially, with its big weapons. Now, there is an actual brawler class, but this is just going to move in and stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. So, and they suggest, if you're running this, that you should have a brawler and several skirmishers. So if we take a look at the skirmishers over here, we'll see there are no light skirmishers. We'll see we do have some medium, heavy, and one assault, a Victor. Any number of Victors actually fill that role. And you can see that their description of that is mobile, fairly well armed, medium armor, kills faster, lighter mechs. So these guys are meant to kind of keep the little guys off him while he kills the big guys. And you can see their role's fluid, usually not in assaults. Again, the Victor's the exception to that rule. And that you should partner them with slower or lighter mechs to engage while others maneuver. So you can see here, the Juggernaut. So the other one they suggest us running with is a brawler. And maybe we can do this. Maybe we can't. Come on, computer. Not really sure why Excel has decided to crap out on us here. Of the things you'd think would die, Excel's not one of them. Let's go ahead and just close it real fast. Let's see if we can restart that sucker. Excel is one of my favorite programs of all time, so it's a little bit embarrassing that it crashed on me here. But it has been open for probably a week, to be fair. It has been open for a long time. All right. So, another option would be... No, it still doesn't want to let us... Give me 1 second. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, there we go, maybe. Interesting. It shows it's using 41%, but we're actually using 99%. What else is using it? Desktop Windows Manager. Not really sure why it's doing that. But we can maybe free up 10% there. We're still at 100%. MechWarrior, the game's not actually using any GPU right now. It's OBS using half of it, and Desktop Windows Manager using the other half. And I don't know why it's using the other half, but we freed up a little bit there. Let's see if we can get back in here. So, problem's not Excel. The problem is just my computer. Now, I am uploading a video in the background, and it may be that that's what's doing it, but I wouldn't think that that should take GPU. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on here. There you go. There's that 6th episode I told you was uploaded. It's not quite. It's almost uploaded. We got a comment on today's episode already. That's nice to see. A couple views and a comment. I'll take it. I'll take it. It stopped emailing me about those. So if I miss your comment, I apologize. It used to always send me an email when there's a comment, and used to always give me the little notification thing at the top that there was a comment. However, let's see. Slowly coming up. We don't have a notification that I have a comment there. So it has broken at some point in the last 3 weeks, maybe. Recently. It broke recently. So I don't always see your comments right away. So if this is you and I haven't responded, as I apparently didn't respond to yesterday's, again, I may not have gotten a notification on it. I apologize. But give us the 3 minutes. We'll see if this finishes. We'll shut it all down, and then we'll be back to look at this. All right. Well, it's still not running great. Apparently wasn't the issue. I'm not sure what is at the moment. But we'll just roll on with our lives. It's a good thing I'm not trying to record a real video right now, huh? So we can see that a brawler would be right up here. So if we were looking for a brawler to go with our Juggernaut, it'll say that brawlers are slow mechs with long-range weapons and heavy armor. They protect Juggernauts during approach, provide defensive or assault rolls. You can see we've got a few. We've got an awesome Banshee Battlemaster will all perform that brawler mode. Fair number of heavies, mediums, even a light. A Panther will come up and do that. So these are what MechWarrior 5 is doing. So this is just a brief breakdown of what each mech will do in its role. So let's look at all the roles in general, and then again, as I get mechs, I will tell you what role they're going to play as they pop up within the game. So you can see we've got this Ambushers, not implemented yet, but you can see it's going to be urban mechs. They'll fight in the streets. They'll attempt to do that. That'd be pretty close, and hopefully paired with another Ambusher. We've already talked about the Brawler. We've already talked about the Juggernaut. Anti-aircraft, long-range mechs that target VTOL and tanks at long range. You can see that their role is to kill tanks and VTOL before they can do too much damage. So any anti-aircraft. Now this would be good. We might want to see about getting one of these, and then we can kind of ignore it. This might be a nice thing to add to any lance, right? To have one dude back there whose job is just to take care of all those VTOLs and tanks to save the rest of us. Because normally it's a role I do. They do reasonable. On your approaches, they do a pretty good job of taking out VTOLs, but once the fight starts, not as much. Or they get distracted by fighting them and they don't pay attention to what they should be killing. You know, they're using AC-20s on helicopters. So it might be nice to have somebody specific who's taking care of that. May as well work our way back up here. We've got skirmishers, mobile, well-armed. We've talked a little bit about them. And they have kind of a fluid role, right? They're just going to kind of get in there and mix it up. My guess is that they're generally going to run with whatever their weapon ranges are, but probably similar to what things used to do, where they want to be within their range, but they're not going to back up, right? If they get close, they're close. They're not going to try to back out to get maximum efficiency or whatever. That's my guess. Not 100% sure exactly how he's using them, but they are going to be looking, in theory, for light mechs. We'll see how that works, all told. Strikers, fast mechs with heavy close-range weapons. So they run in close, let loose their firepower until they killed somebody, and then they run back out. So they're going to kind of do some hit-and-run stuff where they're going to come in, try to crush one guy, and get back out. Now, that might work great if you use actual squad commands and you tell everybody to attack one guy. If you've got a bunch of strikers, they're going to run in, they're hopefully going to kill that one guy quickly, run back out, and then you can kind of guerrilla strike back in again on the next one. That might be a fun way to do that. Now, we might have to work later in the game. Right now, it's just about surviving. about trying to maybe build a Striker Lance where we could do something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. We've got our scouts, fast, light, armed, and armored mechs. Reconnaissance, using speed to avoid weapons, primarily used to fight other lights or provide locks for LRM. Oh, I'm sorry. This is I said earlier. Said Mech Warrior 5 Reloaded. If you're screaming, this is the tabletop AI mod. So, and it even talks about it here. So, there's some differences between what Mech Warrior 5 and what Tabletop think. Because remember, this type of role was built in initially to the original builds of Mech Warrior 5, and if you go in there, you'll still find tags in there about what roles things are supposed to play, but they never implemented those keywords into the AI. So while they have keywords for various roles, within Mech Warrior 5, they never actually took advantage of that in the AI. They backed off of that. So he's essentially building on top of the initial work here. So you can see there's some differences between how Mech Warrior 5 and how Tabletop categorize various mechs. Anyway, so we got our scouts there. Missile boats, large number of LRMs. They're going to support mechs from distance. They're going to stay back, and they're going to do what they can, and they would do well with mechs that go in and kind of keep people off of them, right? Sniper, fire support, slow but have long range. Fire support usually seeks partial cover, so these guys are going to sit back, hiding behind a rock or something, hopefully, and attempt to do what they can do. So those are the roles. And then again, as we get a mech, if we get a Highlander 732B, the first time we play it in a mission, there's going to be a little thing in the middle there from Orange83, since he's my favorite kind of graphics YouTuber. So I've downloaded some of his stuff. Anyway, that's where the circular one comes from. Anyway, you'll see his little deal pop up, his graphic pop up, and it will say Stalker 3H and AI role missile boat. So that's how it's going to work. Thanks for watching. No action today. Sorry about that. I just missed one, and I thought this would be a good fill-in. Now I don't have to readjust the numbering for 11 different videos. All right, we'll see you next time. Cheers.